Hey everybody, today I'm going to be showing you guys how to change bearings and seals in a trailer hub. Let's get it done. Alright, so first off what you want to do is remove the cap to have access to your nut. Just hammer it off. Take a pair of long nose. So once you're done removing your pin, go ahead and pick up your ratchet with your 1.5 inch socket. They're usually always 1.5 inches. Alright, now let's head over to the garage and take the hub apart. Alright, one thing that's good to have is a brass punch when you're removing the races of the bearing in the hub. So what I do, I just lay it up down flat there, and I make the brass punch just go on the side of the ledge, and I hammer around like that until it comes out. Before you go ahead and install the new bearings, you want to make sure your hub is all clean and free of any dirt or shit that's in there. I just put them on here, and the trick is to get them really in straight if you don't want them to catch. But once you got your race in, go ahead and take your old race and install it so that you have a, I don't know if you guys can see it here, you got the second ledge, so you're able to remove the second race once you're done pushing the first. So once you're done installing your race, it should look something like this. So on the rear side, don't forget to put your bearing before you put it in. Make sure you pack it full of grease. There's no better way than good old way. So when I pack a bearing, I just fill my hand with grease. I take my bearing like this, and I just run it across until the grease comes up on the top side. Once the grease has fully penetrated your bearing, just put it down there. If you have a hard time putting it in and it's going all over the place, if you're having a hard time putting your seal in, you can just use a box socket, the right size. So there we have it, the bearing's in, the seal's in, the other race is in, we're ready to install it on the trailer. Alright, so now we're ready to put everything back together. Take your hub, make sure that your bearing is under your seal, and the other bearings in there. Make sure you pack them full of grease before you put them in, and everything should go on finally. Once your hub is in, go ahead and take your castle nut, put it on. Make sure you always start threading it on by hand so you don't cross thread it and have to end up buying a new spindle. So once you tied it to the point where you can't tie it no more, go ahead and make sure the bearing is well seated. Turn it around a bit and then back it off until it comes loose like that, and then bring your wrench back until it starts having some resistance, and that way you know you're not going to have any loose in there, and that your bearings are sitting firmly. I ahead and refilm this because I missed it the first time. Once your nut's on tight, you got to figure out where the hole for your pin is. And the hole for my pin is right here. So what you want to do, you don't want to over tight it to squeeze your bearings. You want to come unloose until the next hole aligns. I'll show you. You take your socket, and you make sure that the hole here lines up. That way you can run your pin through freely. Alright, take your pin and just run it through. With long noses, it always helps. Once that's done, just take your cap and put it back on. And there you go. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.